make this video real fast, kind of as a commitment video. I'm 6 months in my MMA business, and it's been a lot of ups and downs. Nothing's been easy, nothing's been given. I think a lot of people expect handouts, and that's not something I'm looking for. So I want to make this video as a kind of a commitment to show that this is where I'm starting from. This little house, and it's only up from here. Mark this date.
Man, it's been a minute, and wow, have things changed from then to now. I mean, the person that you guys saw in that video, he had no idea what he had in store and what was gonna come in the future. It's funny because at that time, I thought success was gonna be the straight arrow path, that within 90 days, I was gonna be I would say within 6 months, I was gonna be this person making 50 to 100K a month, all this online stuff. You know how it is on IG, YouTube, you see these people making fast money, and boy, was I wrong. Like, I really thought that was gonna be me. And in reality, let me show you guys in visual what actually happened. So from that video, which was April 28th, 2023, up until now, here is what I feel like most new entrepreneurs, including myself at that time, I got a little whiteboard here. Here's what they think success is gonna look like. All right, so here is Timmy. I don't know why I named him Timmy, just the first name that popped up in my head. But here it is. Here you got Timmy, right? And Timmy thinks success is just a straight line to $1 million. No issues, no bumps, no curves. Some of you guys probably seen similar things just like this. But let me show you guys in reality what success really looks like and what it's been like thus far. However, I'm not even remotely close to my goals. So what I can tell you, and what I've heard from plenty of people who are far beyond goals I've imagined and who are already at that pretty much $1 million mark, here's what success really looks like. And you can kind of see this too in a lot of people that you kind of view as your mentor, or like Hermosi, or any of these big name guys that you see who are really, really crushing it in their space. They all kind of say the same thing. And this is what success really looks like in reality. So I have Timmy. I'm gonna draw Jimmy. And Jimmy is gonna be the real version of what success actually looks like. At the bottom here, we have Jimmy. And Jimmy is the real actuality of what success looks like. It's not this straight line, it's actually a bunch of bumps, curves, turns, up and downs, failures, wins, losses, lessons. I mean, the list just goes on to what actually happens on this journey to success. And I can tell you from experience, as I'm actively going through this right now, it is nothing remotely close to a straight line whatsoever. And it's funny just because the amount of lessons that I've learned from now up until that point is astronomical. And I'm kind of thankful for it because it's definitely helped me become the person that I am today. I mean, I can't tell you how much money that I've lost, how much in the beginning, even how much debt I've acquired, like how much mistakes, bumps, and bruises that have happened from that video up until now. But I don't really look at it as failure. And let me tell you why. I asked God to make me the man who's gonna be worthy of becoming a multi-millionaire, taking care of my family, providing for my family, having this massive impact on the world. And who am I to ask God of those things, but not want to go through the things that's required in order to become that man? So if that went over a lot of you guys' head, it's okay. In due time, it will dawn on you. But in order to become the man that's worthy of a fruitful, riches life and be able to influence a massive amount of people, I must first endure that much pain. And I'm just now realizing that. And if there was one of the main takeaways that I can express from that video, with me not knowing what's going to happen and me quitting my job at the time to become an entrepreneur, if there's one thing and piece of advice that I can give people who are just starting out, is don't have the realization or the expectations of becoming that person that you want to be overnight. It has definitely been a bunch of small wins that are going to be stacked up throughout time that's going to lead to that one big win. You have to build your big break. You have to have those daily wins every single day to build that snowball effect into something massive. Okay, and I'm literally in the middle. I don't want to speak from someone who's already there. I just want to speak in the position from someone who's actively living these things and actively going through these things. Because it's not easy, but if it were easy, you guys know the saying, if it were easy, everybody would do it. I mean, even in just like my personal life, from mindset to changing my perspective on how I view failures, quote unquote, even though failure isn't really failure, it's just lessons. Failure is simply learning, okay, this is what not to do. So next time when I face this situation, I'm going to do X instead of Y. So I don't really like the term failure overall because of that simple reason. There's no such thing as failing. There's only things such as learning the lessons from those mistakes. So hopefully that resonates with a lot of people in the future. One of the things too that really changes, like I said, it's gonna be mindset for sure. The mindset and becoming the person who's worthy of those things is the biggest takeaway. And another thing that you could even throw in the fact too is just the friends that you gain and the friends that you acquire during that time. Because I can tell you a lot of people, like, not every person that you encounter is meant to be in your life for a long time, right? Some people come for seasons and some people come for reasons. And throughout time, the only way to know the true meaning of that is just through time, right? Time will tell. And that's one of the biggest takeaways as well that I've learned from then to now, is that you're going to take a lot of losses, you're going to take a lot of hits, you're going to lose some friends. Like, this is just all part of the process and some of the things you have to go through in order to achieve the goal and the bigger picture that God has set out for you. And I hope that makes sense with a lot of you guys watching. Now, one thing that I do want to do is I want to recap pretty much what's happened over the last few months since my last video, right? Because I could probably talk all day about the different things that I've encountered over the last couple of months since my last post. And again, like, the whole point of me even doing this was to position myself to a position to where I've made my active income so high outside of my agency to where I no longer need to touch that money that I'm making from my agency, and I can use it to reinvest. So let me full circle you guys back into kind of what got me in this rabbit hole. As most people know, when people typically start a business, they're usually starting that business from a position to where if they make money outside the business, they don't really need to touch that money. For example, my full-time job that I have at home, my full-time job was already capable of funding my current lifestyle. So what I should have did was use my hours from 5 to 9 to grow the business and not touch that business money, because my current job is already funding my lifestyle and paying all the bills. So it was stupid of me to even quit that job, right? Now, the mistake on why I guess my goals of where I want have been delayed is because I did in fact quit that job that was already funding my lifestyle and immediately started living off of my business funds, which is a huge no-no. Because if you have zero income coming in and the only money that you're pulling in from your agency, or my apologies, if you have zero income coming in and the only money that you do have coming in is from your agency, how are you ever going to be able to reinvest? Where's the reinvestment money? Zero, right? You can't grow. Therefore, your growing process is going to be delayed. Hence why it's taken me much more longer to get to where I should be right now had I just stayed in the position I was back at home and then take the next logical step, which was use the agency money outside to continue to grow it and to reinvest, okay? So what I've done to kind of get myself back in that position was, as you guys saw in previous videos, I told you guys about selling insurance. Me being me and not sticking to the plan, I thought it wasn't going to be good enough at the time. And I was like, you know what? I need to find something better, something more fruitful, right? To do outside of the company. So long and behold, I started selling solar for a couple months. And the crazy part about it is my first month selling solar, I actually put up just right over like around the 16 to 17K mark. So I made about $17,000 in my first month selling solar. And the issue I had was out of that $17,000 I've made, I've only had about 3-ish to 4-ish grand in deposits, which was a huge problem for me because I pretty much essentially worked about six to 7 weeks for $3,000, which is ridiculous. Like, so there's a lot of things that I thought the grass would be greener on the other side, which it wasn't. And the huge problem is, as you guys know who probably sold solar before, pay is a huge problem. The turnaround time, qualifications, credits, every industry has its loopholes you got to get around. But for solar, there's nothing, you know the term speed, money loves speed. Well, there's nothing speed about the process of solar, right? It takes a while. Now, I'm not saying you can't make money in it. This is not me bashing the industry, but just for me, it just doesn't make sense, especially in my current life situation. That model just doesn't make sense. So I chatted with the insurance company that I was with. They got a model now that's rolled out to where I don't really need to cover lead spin or tech spin. So all the money that I'm making is just profit, pure profit. All the sales that I'm getting through health and life insurance is pure profit for me. And it doesn't require much of my time. So I'm going back to selling insurance, but with way more intent this time than I had last time. And let me explain what I mean by that. So one of the things I've never done is go all in on something. I'm always trying to water 2 plants at the same time. So one of the major things that I want to adjust in this next step is going all in on insurance for at least 90 days minimum. Because if I can do this for 90 days minimum, I will be able to generate at least 10 to 15K, maybe even 20K a month. Because there's people in the agency making 30, 40K a month, right? So it's not impossible. So if I just dedicate myself for the next 90 days, I can bring in roughly 15K plus of income. That will give me more than enough leverage that I need in 90 days to grow my agency at the rate I would like to. I can hire any setters, I can hire any closers, I can start running paid ads for myself. It gives me a lot of leverage that I can do because I have my active income up so high outside of the company to where I can do whatever I need with the agency funds. So if you're probably wondering, well, what about, does this mean the agency is going to shut down, or what about the clients that you already have in your company? Well, I'm just going to keep them, right? I'm not going to really push too hard to get more clients at the moment, but the clients that I do have, I'm just going to keep them, make sure, I answer any trouble support questions that they may have, continue optimizing their ads if need be, because again, I do have a team that works with me. So I'm just going to make sure that they're all good to go. But in the meantime, for the next 90 days, I'm going all in on insurance for now, because it's going to further project me in the future. Because by the end of that 90-day mark, I will have the funds to do whatever I need inside my agency, which will propel it a lot further. Now, there's a second part that I also left out that I think you guys should know about. I'm currently running ads. I'm not going to say the name, but I'm currently running ads for an insurance agency as well. So with me being able to perfect the insurance ads for agencies and also me selling the product, I can begin scaling through paid ads for insurance agencies, meaning I can also scale insurance agencies as a whole through my advertising company, right? Because I've already have the credibility, and I'm also a former rep who sells insurance as well. So that gives me a competitive advantage that most people don't have. So not only do I have great results in, one of my niches is concrete, but I'm also gonna have great results in insurance just as well. So it's a long-term play, it's a win-win, but my first step is getting to pillar 1. Get my active income up inside the agency to 10 to 15K a month in the next 90 days, which is very, very achievable. Heck, I think I can hit 15K in the first month, in the month of November. So that's kind of where I'm at with things. And the overall, point of this video is to outline the next steps. Now, I know this path may not make sense to most people, and that's okay, because I have a different deck of cards than you may have as you're watching this video. So I'm still gonna make every now and then some agency content, but right now I just want to, for anybody who's just starting out and is kind of unsure on what path to take, I just want to document the process of it not being a straight line. Again, my path to become a millionaire is not gonna be like this. You're actively seeing it be like this, like Jimmy, not like Timmy, but like Jimmy, and you're seeing it in real time. And I wanna show you guys that, again, success is just not a straight path. This is my path that I need to take to get there. And I just wanna be authentic and show that to you guys. So with that being said, without further ado, I have nothing further to share. Expect a lot more content from me and updates on how insurance is going. I'll try to track my revenue marks as well in future videos so you can just see in real time how much revenue and lucrative insurance can be and how I'm going to combine that with my agency knowledge and scale. All right, so thank you guys for watching, and without further ado, you only lose in this life if you quit. Keep that in mind. I'll see you guys in the next video.